Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Reality, Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one now. Reality, Spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Reality, Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Reality, Spirituality. Oh, now we get real. Reality, Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get down. Reality, Spirituality. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good. That's what I'm talking about. Time to get real.
Feeling good. Rebecca Lynn Norrington, she's back. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. Reality Spirituality, where the show we talk about every day what happens in your life. Real issues, everyday common issues, what happens, and how can we experience more happiness. Now, I say I'm a happiness specialist, and that is my number one priority. That's my number one commitment. But what the hell does that mean? That means that I have made a commitment to prioritize this state of being, to prioritize this vibrational, this feeling, this energy, having an energy, being the energy of calmness, of peace, of contentment, of stillness, regardless of what's happening out there. It's practicing the skills, practicing the tools, practicing what adds to happiness, and eliminating what subtracts. That's really what this show is about. Learning what subtracts from happiness, you don't do it. Knowing what adds to happiness, you practice and you do it. That's pretty simple. The concepts are simple. The answers, what we know subtracts from happiness, is simple. The hard thing is the practicing in every moment. But that's why I'm here. Listen, before we start with the topic of using your intuition and how powerful that is, and that is a tool that everybody has. And when you access your intuition, when you access that sixth sense, and you use it every single day and every moment, the decisions that you make, the right turn, the left turn, the should I, would I, you'll automatically know. You won't even have to think about it. You'll feel it. You've seen those National Geographic specials with the fish, the thousands of fish swimming together, and then one small turn, they all go in one direction, and nobody even says, hey, turn right. They just do it, turn left. That's what I'm talking about, having that connection so deep that you'll have that GPS throughout your entire life. It's so valuable. I'm using it 90% of the time now, people. Yeah, I don't make any decisions anymore. I just base on, I get really centered in how am I feeling about A, B, or C. And depending on that, that's the direction. I'm going to get into an example a little bit later. But, of course, I started the topic when I also wanted to say something before the topic. And that is this. Being out in this world, there's just so much reaction, so many people just reacting to things and people and your politicians and the news. And I have to say, regardless of how this feels or how this hurts or the disbelief of my comments that are coming up, whatever fault, whatever negativity, whatever characteristic you find in somebody else that you don't like or you're judging or you think that they're oh, they're arrogant, or they're narcissistic, or they're rude, or they're selfish. All of those characteristics, whatever you want to, whatever they are, you own the same characteristics. You have that same thing that you're complaining about. And I'll tell you why. You cannot recognize narcissistic behavior, selfish behavior, inconsiderate behavior, rude behavior, unless you practice it and you do it yourself. Let me give you a perfect example. If I said, hey, you are a green elephant from the planet Pluto that wears a wig with 8 feet. An elephant, green elephant, wears a wig with 8 feet. You're a special elephant. The green elephants have 8 feet. Now, that is so left base. If you're like the average person, that wouldn't affect you. You wouldn't be insulted. You wouldn't be offended. You wouldn't be put off by, your buttons wouldn't be pushed. Green elephant, 8 feet, that wears a wig, and you're from Pluto. No. You might even laugh at me. But if I say that you're stubborn, or you're judgmental, or you're pushy, or you're rude, the things that you find with other people, dishonest. Oh, everybody likes that one. You're a cheater. You ever call somebody else a cheater or somebody else dishonest? You know you've cheated at something. You know you've been dishonest. I mean, come on. At some point, all I'm saying is know that whatever you're throwing at anybody else and whatever you're pointing at and you're saying it, that they are this, you own it too. The trick is, the real key, if you really care about this planet, if you really care about your community, if you really care about this world, then what you put out is not going to be energy of conflict or judgmental or pointing fingers. What you put out is an energy of peace and acceptance and knowing that everything is in order, whether you understand it, whether you like it or not. It's acceptance. And if you're putting anything else out other than that, I'm just calling you on it. How can you want the world to be better if you're not growing and being better as an individual? Okay, my lecture is over. I mean, I just had to say it. I just see it so often. I see so many people blaming. Oh, you know, this is what started it. Yesterday I love sports. Well, I just love the realness of it. I love football. I love basketball, and I watched this special on baseball last night. It was about the Chicago Cubs, and it was years ago. They were one game away from the World Series. One game away from the World Series, and they were winning. So they had one game. If they won this game, they were going to be in the World Series. And there was a fan from Chicago. They were in Chicago. Yes, they were at Wrigley Field in Chicago. And the fan, the other team hit the ball, and the fan got in the way of the play. It was a huge deal. So according to legend, the Cubs did not go to the World Series. And that they said that this fan that caught the ball, it was just like a big. He ruined the whole team. The team was supposed to go to the World Series, and this one fan who put his hand out over the field, touched the ball, baseball. I think it was in the mid 2000s. Touched the baseball, and the people at Wrigley Field turned. If he wasn't, he had to be escorted out with security. These fans were so upset over a baseball game. Now, I'm not saying that I get it, because trust me, before I took my commitment for happiness, I had teams, and if they lost, I was miserable. So I get it. I totally get it, being all involved with the team. But the point is this, these people, they needed security to get this guy out. The anger in that crowd, the anger and pointing the finger at that one person, it just reminded me of how angry people can get, and they deflect it and say it's because of him. It's because of the fan, the catch getting in the way of the play. It's because of who won the election. It's because of your partner, your husband, your wife, your partner. It's because of them. It's never because of anything else. It's only because of what's going on inside of you. Know that. Trust, but that's how powerful you are. You don't need to blame anybody else anymore. Because it's not, you can't. You can't. I mean, you can, but it wouldn't be the truth. On this show, we're about really what's the truth. Okay, let's back up. Let's go to intuition. Now, if you've listened to the show, you know everybody in my life, the people that are in my life, the relationships that are in my life are here for me to practice something. Whether it's practice not having my buttons pushed, whether it's practicing acceptance, whether it's practicing not speaking, not engaging, whether it's practicing just listening, whether it's practicing allowing, accepting what is, whatever I'm practicing, the intent behind it is so me can get to another level of feeling good. so I can get to another level of, wow, I remember yesterday when that used to bother me. And guess what? Today it's nothing. I remember yesterday when I thought that was really important. And today it's not. I remember a time when my neighbors behind me would park their car in front of they would actually park their car in front of the front door, and it was an illegal parking. So it was really a driveway, but they parked right in front on the driveway. It wasn't legally a place to park. People, listen, I nearly had a cow with that. I talked to them, you can't park there, it's a fire hazard, you can't park there. I mean, this was years ago, maybe 8 years ago, knocking on the door, having a conversation, because that bothered me. You can't park there, it bothers me. No, that's not what's bothering me. What's bothering me is whatever is bothering me. I can't put it out on it. I can pretend I can blame something. I mean, I know I was taught to blame other people and things. I know I was taught to blame something for some reason why I'm feeling this way. The job wasn't done correctly. You know, something. Saying all that, every relationship in my life is a purpose. And if you've listened, you know that one of my biggest challenges is my own mom. But see, it was only because of me, because I hadn't got to a point of total acceptance with her. Never. It's still me. Now, I say this because I want to give you a little bit of a background. I was adopted, and because of that, there is a little disconnect. It's not because I was adopted. It was because of, you know what? It was my destiny. I was supposed to feel this disconnect, right? I mean, if you want the truth, that's what I believe. So the disconnect is this. Let me give you a perfect example. Listen, my mom's at a state, and she's just progressing into her stage of life. And for me, it's just more, it has been, especially the last couple of years, it's been more and more important for me to really get this lesson of acceptance. I mean, I really want to get this lesson of acceptance with this woman. It's up to me to get to a point where I accept everything about her. And see, the universe gave me this woman, gave me this perfect, complicated relationship to work through. Because if I could work through this, I can work through anything. They gave it to me as a gift. Now, listen, I wasn't thanking them before. Trust me. Why did they give me her as a mother? No. But now I realize the value in this woman being my mother. And let me tell you, so Mother's Day is coming up, and I just saw her a couple of weeks ago. Great visit. More and more acceptance. The last 2 visits, I'm telling you, my shoulders are down, and this woman is just all accepted. She just is. And then I was tested again. So Mother's Day is coming up, and I said, I'm just going to fly up for the day. She's limited in what she can do and go out. Just going to fly in for the day, and even the stimulation, fly into the day and come back. But something, we're talking about intuition, but something kept telling me, no, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't even feeling picking up the phone, going online and ordering my ticket. I wasn't feeling it. But see, Mother's Day is coming up. So I checked out the flights. I mean, listen, I'm her only daughter. I'm going to want to see my mom on Mother's Day. Checked the flights. This was maybe 2 weeks ago. But I still didn't buy a ticket. Something felt off. I could feel it. Even that little pea under the mattress, under 10 mattresses, I could even feel that something was off. And I waited another week, checked the fares again. Oh, the fares went up. Okay, now I'm thinking, the fares keep climbing. If I'm going to go, it is Mother's Day, I better go. But there was still something off. I could feel it. Let go of all that. Purchased my ticket about a week ago. Flying in the morning, hanging out, maybe, just do whatever she can do, whatever she wants to do. If it's staying home all day, that's what we'll do too. Doesn't matter. I'll cook. I'll, do what, make her favorite foods, meals, leave some sandwiches that she likes to have. She likes liverwurst sandwiches. Anyway, that's what I did last time. I left about 10 liverwurst sandwiches cut in half, and boy, did she have a party for 10 days. I digress. I bought the ticket, still wasn't feeling it, got the car for the day. I still didn't call her and say, hey, Mom, I'm coming in for Mother's Day, until 2 days ago. I just something about it didn't feel easy. It didn't feel like it was time. It just didn't feel like a fit. When something's easily sliding it in, the square peg in the square hole, it just slides in easy. That's what I'm talking about. Following my intuition, things are really, really easy, but for some reason, there was a little Anyway, bought the ticket, gave her a call 2 days ago. I said, hey, Mom, I'm coming in on Mother's Day just for the day. Long pause. I don't know. She calls me Becky. No, there's going to be somebody here. No, I'm not going to be able to accommodate you on Mother's Day. Now, for a split second, listen, happiness specialist, it's a little punch in the stomach. Yes, a little split second. Huh? But because of the practice and because of hey, it's all about accepting whatever decision this woman makes, even if it's Mother's Day and I'm the daughter and she doesn't want to see me, right? So I'm going into acceptance mode. I mean, I was driving a little slow into acceptance mode, but I was definitely driving in acceptance mode, whether I was going 1 mile an hour, but I was on the road. And then the universe just came to me and said, and I said, Mom, it's your day. You're the queen. You do whatever you want. And she wouldn't even tell me who was coming to visit her. That was I said, it's your day. You're the queen. Do whatever you want. See, I had a mother, but I never had one of those sentimental booby you'll be mommies. I didn't have that. And for years and years and years, I was longing for that, just wanting that so bad. And still, he gave it the couple of days ago. I realized, wow, I still think I need that, or I still think I want that. Very quickly, but it happened. The thought was there, yes. But in the end, okay, whatever you want, you're the queen. Got off the phone, and the next morning, which was yesterday morning, she called and apologized. But the plans were made, and now I know who's coming in, is one of my relatives, and they don't see each other that often. And listen, the issue is always, do I accept the decisions, regardless of what it is, regardless of other people, their decisions, what they want to do? See, I'm not putting any stress or any strain or any obligation. Well, golly, Mom, why didn't you? I mean, I could have done it years ago, easy. The lesson, when something doesn't feel smooth, when something is more of a struggle, when something feels you got to push it, then what? The intuition, your sixth sense, is so powerful that if I had listened to it, I would have never purchased the ticket. But even listening to it and purchasing the ticket, I still was able to see, wow, look what you're instantly practicing. See, this is a custom-made life, custom for you, custom for me, custom fit. So each of us have our individual things that will come to us that we're going to need. We need for our betterment. We need for our growth. We need for our evolution. That's how wonderful this world is. That's how wonderful life is. I get everything I need, and so do you. Everything you need. Now, I can choose to think of all of it as a gift, and I can choose to think some of it is, no, I'd rather not this. No, thank you, universe. No, thank you. No, I wouldn't want this. But I have to step back and realize that my plan may be too small. My plan may be too limiting. I'm going to allow the universe to make all the plans, and I'm going to flow through it, trust, surrender to it, and keep it moving. I have a few people in the queue. Hold on a second. And if you want to speak with me live, you just press the number 1. So let me go to my first caller in the queue. Hold on a second. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. What is your first name? Area code 857.
Hi, this is Annette. How are you?
Hi, Annette. Hi, I recognize your voice. What a wonderful, wonderful morning to speak with you again. What's going on?
Thank you. I love what you are speaking about today in regards to your intuition. There has been someone that we're going back and forth in regards to whether or not we want a relationship or whatever. We've never talked about it, but we just go back and forth. And I'm at the point now where I'm not interested. And my intuition, it just keeps kicking me in the stomach and just it's like, let it go, let it go, let it go. And it was interesting because I saw him Friday. He walked by me Friday, and all of a sudden I just felt disgusted. I mean, I just felt yuck. And that's never happened. And I'm like, what is this about? I just felt yuck. I just didn't want to be in his energy. I've never felt that way before. Never. I just felt yuck. Ugh. And I don't know what that's about. I really don't know what that's about.
Well, you know me. Let's dig deep.
Please do.
You ready?
Yes.
and that's why. Listen. I always feel and recognize compatible energy, and thank you so much for even allowing me to put the seatbelt on and hit you over the head with a couple of truths right now, right?
Please. Yes.
Okay. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning. And you said the relationship, and then you said going back and forth, not knowing whether or not you wanted a relationship or nobody talked about it, or you guys were just hanging out, but there was no discussion.
We weren't even hanging out. It was nothing. It was really nothing. Yeah, we never know. It was whenever. It was basically it's like whenever. So
it was even more sporadic.
Yeah, very sporadic. Very sporadic. It was basically whenever he wanted to share something, and then he would disappear. But I never shared with him. I never opened up to him. Never. He always came to me. I never went to him for anything. Absolutely nothing.
And how long have you known him?
It'll be a year.
Okay, now let's get real. So when you saw him, or did you have any kind of chemistry with him? Did you like him? I'm talking about before you did. Okay, so you had an attraction and you liked him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he set up the relationship. I'm saying he set up the relationship because he just saw you sporadically and came into your life when he needed to chat or he needed to talk or he was in town or whatever. Is that it? So it was basically
whenever something was changing in his life, but he would flirt. He would flirt. And so let me. I just want to get it really clear because I got to be clear about exactly what it is. So in other words, he's the one that has the relationship set up. He would call when it's in other words, you wouldn't have set it up like this. No. Okay. So we already know that you allowed him to be in charge of the relationship setup. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, you're playing by somebody else's rules, somebody else's game. It's really, really interesting. It's really interesting when I'm going to share this story. Oh, this is such a perfect story. It's really interesting when you get to a point and you know your value and you know your worth. And you set up every single relationship. You set it up. Nobody can set that up for you because you know your worth, you know your value. Exactly. Okay, so that's number one. We know that we're gonna put all the blame on you on that one. We're gonna put all the responsibility on you on that one. I accept the blame. I accept it. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So, and you wanted something different, something more. So number one, that puts you. Letting somebody else decide. So number one, we know that. And then,
oh, you saw him, and you could feel that you didn't want to do this anymore. You could feel that you didn't, like you said, your intuition was telling you. I'm just trying to be really clear. Your intuition was telling you no, thank you to this guy anymore. Correct? No, thank you.
Yes, because not only that, he was in a relationship.
Okay. Which really doesn't mean anything, quite frankly, but right. I'm just saying now you're saying no thank you to this guy. In a relationship, he's not in a relationship. You're saying no thank you to his energy, right?
Yeah. All of a sudden, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so then when you see him, you have total disgust, right?
Yeah. This has happened to me twice. With a female coworker, and I've never felt that, and it didn't come from my head. I can't explain it, but I would have never thought that about anybody. And it's something. It's like something just came from. I can't explain it. Even with him, I felt yuck.
Yeah. The yuck is a perfect explanation. You know, sometimes our words are so limiting because, but I get what you're saying. And when you said yuck, I got the feeling. I got what you're saying. That's a perfect word, yuck. It's so non-judgmental too. I like it. Just yuck. Yeah. No, thank you. Yuck. So, but this is it. Ooh wee. Ooh, I love you so much. I don't even want to say it. The yuck that you felt, especially I'm feeling with this dude. Was really not directed at him. It was directed at self only because of you not trusting and valuing you yet. But see, that's all part of the process. See,
absolutely. Yeah.
The same thing with me, sweetie. The same thing with me.
Yeah.
Hanging out with these people, with these guys, and why am I hanging out with him? Listen to this one. And I would say, I don't even like him. Why am I hanging with this guy?
I do the same thing. I do the same thing. I'm like, I'm not really digging him. And the truth of the matter is, I'm not digging him.
But the truth of the matter is, I'm not really digging myself enough.
Yeah.
See, that's the real key.
Enough.
Yes. But see,
I'm not digging me enough.
Now, see, isn't that a gift? I'm getting, ever since you've called it, this is just chilling up. Isn't that a gift, though? You just said. So see, now, listen, this is where we are, people. Listen, audience, because this is really important. Growth, this feeling valuable, feeling worthy, doesn't happen overnight. It happens in stages, and it happens in self-reflection, like this one, like what she's doing, the self-reflection, this saying, I felt yuck, I've never felt it before. All of this is like a puzzle that is up to you to put together, but the puzzle is there for you.
Yes.
So there's no feeling bad. There's no feeling bad about you. Now we know, wow, I'm at this stage, and now I know, now we know. Listen, there are people that are so, let me just say this, there are guys that are so attractive, and I don't mean attractive face-wise. I mean just attractive. They're settled. They're secure. They know what they're doing. They're confident. They might be good looking. They're movers and shakers. They're all of this. But for some reason, I'm not feeling it. And for me to get to a level, wow. Anybody else would say, wow, wow, look at this. Woo-wee, I hit the lotto. But there's something that's not right.
Yes.
But there's something that's not right is not right, not about them. It's about, I can feel if it's a compatible match. I can feel if our energies match. And you can feel it instantly. And what I used to do for years is try to force a square hole into a round peg. Try to have a relationship with a fish when I'm a bird and he's a fish, and I'm trying to have a relationship with a bird, but I'm a fish.
That's exactly what I was doing, and I knew it. I was doing it. I felt uneasy about it, and it was like, it's okay to walk away from this.
Yes.
I'm not feeling you. It's okay. And I'm trying to fit into this hole, and it's like, why can't I just accept that this is not right for me?
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with him. It's not right for me. It's not right for me.
Yes, but this is the other step. So let me share a really quick story. This is such a perfect story. Last week, I had to get tires on the car and running around, and anyway, I landed at IHOP, at the House of Pancakes, for breakfast. I haven't been in the House of Pancakes. Anyway, I was by myself, sat down and had some eggs and hash browns and my toast and made my little egg sandwich, and I was in heaven. Now, I look across, and there is this gentleman. He was by himself, and he was an older guy, and a very commanding. You could tell he was very nice to the waitress. You could feel he was a person of class, of distinction. Let me just say that. He wasn't just a regular guy that just dragged into the, just came into the House of Pancakes. So I'm looking at him, very nice to the waitress, just charming, all of that. And it piqued my interest, because I don't meet people, guys like that often. It piqued my interest. So look, this is what I do now. I'm telling you, I'm so full of myself. So after I finished eating, I actually walked over to his table because he came in later than I did. I walked over to his table and I said, I was just watching you, and I'm just saying I appreciate your energy. And so he looked at me, because, listen, women don't go to men and just start, well, at least in my day, we didn't just go and start talking. But I felt very comfortable to do that. And I was curious. I have to admit, I was curious. Sat down, well-read. I don't know what he did, but he lectures at UCLA about history. He travels all over the world. I never said, what do you do? I never said that. But you could just tell a person of substance, quote unquote substance. And then I'm listening to him, and then he says, I've had every woman in every flavor, and still, I'm okay with that. No, I'm okay with that. Listen, I'm not going to judge him. Listen, these guys, this is important to them. It obviously wasn't very important. So I'm listening to him, and then he says, I have something for, and mind you, he's doing all the talking. I'm just there to listen. I'm just there to observe. Because one of the things that I really don't have down yet, one of my friends can just feel people's energy right off the bat, but I've got to ask questions before I know what's up. So I'm just listening to him. And then he says, I got something for you. Okay, here we go. Now, people that are listening, just listen to it doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want. So he said, I got something for you. He said, one of my lectures at UCLA, he says, I've got these DVDs. He says it's about 6 hours of the truth, real history, real black history. Now, I'm not into history, period. It was never my topic. It was never my topic in school. And so he says, I'll give it to you. He says they're worth $600. He says I sell these on whatever. I guess he lectures on black history. So then I said, no, thank you. And instantly, this worldly guy was insulted by me just being honest. I said, listen, I actually thought about it. I said, well, I could just take his gift and just be gracious. But the reality was, no, I don't want it. I'm not in. I know it's going to sit here. I can give it away. I wanted to be honest right off the bat. So with that said, I was getting insults left and right flung at me. Zip, zap, zip, zap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, which is fine. And I said, listen, he says, this is what he said. He says, I pegged you right off the bat. You're one of those women that has to, be the boss and point, and he's pointing finger at me. Oh, yeah, it was great, but it was great because I got to practice surrendering to all of these arrows and these, not the insults, but whatever you accuse me of. And I didn't defend myself once. And I had my hands folded in the prayer position. Now listen, I'm no flower here. I'm not going to sit up here getting abused, but I don't need to fight back with that.
Yes. Wow.
And don't you know? And this is the best part of the story. He says, I've been all over. He says I have coach bags, I guess, purses, coach. He says I have coach bags that I give away to my girlfriends. Coach bags. Yeah, and I finally said, do you think I'm impressed by anything that man has or does a coach bag? And my poor guy who's traveled all over, who does all this, was affected by it. Now I'm light. When we get up and I said I'll pay. I said I'm sorry. I said I'll pay for your breakfast. No, you're not paying for my breakfast. I'm like, so then we're walking up. I try to listen. I just met the guy. I try to put my arm in his arm, like walk with me. Let's just walk out. Escort me out. The guy threw his arm up. I don't want anybody to know that I'm with you. But you see, all of that said, all of that done, I'm fine. I smiled. This is what I think what really bothered him. And this is me consciously being bad. I said, all the things that you're talking about, you're talking like 98% of the population. I said 90% of the population is programmed. I said you're programmed, you're a robot, and they didn't like that. So I'm sorry, but I did say that.
That's okay.
And the bottom line is the guy left angry, and listen.
All because you said no to the gift?
No to the gift. What I'm saying is when you are really dead honest, like okay, here we go. No, this I just remembered what the other things I asked him. I said, well, because when you really want to know about a guy or you really want to know about a woman, you ask these questions. Now you've been in a lot of relationships, you've tasted all kinds of flavors. What would the women say about you? What would they complain about? What were some of their complaints about you? Now, if no one, a woman or a man, can't answer that question or won't answer that question, or I don't know, but one of his answers was, well, I'm too generous. Oh, really? That's a complaint? No, let's get all the way down to it. What it is you give gifts. You give gifts with strings attached. You have an agenda. Come on now. You have an agenda with your gifts.
Yeah.
So it's really up to us, the girls and also the guys, that when you meet somebody new, you ask the hard questions if you can't feel them out right away.
Yeah.
And just be ready to let go. You know what, this guy, okay, say you don't even ask the hard questions. But if you notice that somebody is disappearing on you, my son disappears on me all the time. When somebody disappears on you and you don't like it, then you know that's not a fit.
Yeah. That's so true. My intuition is just it's like it keeps hitting me in the face. It's like, it's okay. You don't have to take care of him.
Yes.
You don't have to be that strong arm for him. You don't have to take care of him. You don't.
So you're more of a caretaker type?
Yes. It's like you don't need to take care of him. I don't want to take care of you. I don't want to be with somebody I need to take care of. I don't. I don't. I really don't. And I knew that. I knew that. And now it's like I find myself, I'm pulling away. I'm pulling away and moving in another direction. Now, he knows that. He senses that. And now all of a sudden he wants to come over and, are you okay? Now he wants to be around. And I'm just not having any of it.
So what are you saying to him? So this is really good. This is really good. So what does he say? So he has your phone number. Does he call you or does he text you?
No, not at all. Not at all.
How do you know he wants? How do you know he still wants to? I mean, how does he?
Because we're around each other. We see each other every day. Almost every day.
Okay. So you're in contact with him anyway.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
so he feels it.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Because I'm not giving him the attention.
Okay.
Then
so
all of a sudden
question.
he perks up. Yes.
So question. Would you ever just have a straight listen? I know I've helped you in the past. You're a great guy, but I'm not into doing this anymore. Could you say that?
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Because that's the only reason why he keeps coming back is because you're not clear with. Listen, I'm so clear with people. They know exactly where I am.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Because this is, to me, it's not going anywhere. There's no balance, and for me, I have to have balance. There's got to be some balance, and the fact that you come, you feed. To me, it's like you come and you feed, and you disappear. So when you need to feed again, you come back and you feed again. We're not intimate or anything like that.
Right. But see, there's nothing wrong with that. You've accepted that. See, it's still on you.
Right. Yeah.
And so, but not to say that it's not going anywhere, because it sounds like you still want it to. If he would change, you would want it to go somewhere. See, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but then I don't want to be on the side of manipulating. You change because you want to.
Yeah, and I'm telling you,
you're with the woman that you really love and you want to be with. Your change has to come from the right place.
Yes, but let me say this. Who knows if he ever? This is who he is.
Exactly. But see, I don't know that. I've never gotten a real opportunity because it was always sporadic.
No. You do know that because of of what you've been shown.
That's
See,
true.
I'm feeling that you really like him, and if he was different, you would want a relationship with him. But I'm telling you that that this is who he is. The universe is really giving you who he is. Even if you're in a relationship, this is really who he is.
That's true. You are spot on. That is absolutely right. You are absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is the basics. Like, take me. This is how I am. This is how I am.
That's right.
He's more honest with me than I am with him.
Yes. Oh my God. I got chills. There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
With his actions, because the words mean nothing, but his actions. This is who he is. And see, it's really you're the one. Yeah. You're the one that's not being yourself.
I'm not being clear. Yeah.
And you're not being true to. And you know what? And you don't have to be. Don't be clear with your words. You don't have to. Well, if you would be no. Just be clear. It's just not a fit.
It's not a fit. It's not a fit. I mean, it's not a fit. And I'm realizing that. And I've realized that it's not a fit, and it's okay for me to say, this is not a fit.
Yes.
It's just not a fit.
Yes. But getting into a conversation with well, you're doing, and then you didn't, and then you left, and you not back and forth. That's not.
I wouldn't want to do that.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
And I would have to accept, him sporadically disappearing, lack of communication, maybe even I know he's told me he's cheated on his girlfriend.
Listen, this guy's a free spirit. Yes,
he is.
So and he does what he wants to do when he wants to do it.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So, hey, because quite frankly, I'm a free spirit, and somebody that's going to be in my life better accept the fact that I'm not going to be around every time you call. And in fact, one of the guys is so bad, he doesn't like texting. He rather call. I'm not going to answer the phone all the time because I don't want to talk to you.
But you know what? I'm like that. I'm actually like that myself. It's like I'll take off, and I would shut down, and I need time to myself.
Yeah.
That's how I am. That's exactly how I am. And he is a free spirit. Tell me, I'm a free spirit. I'm a free spirit, and he's like that. He's like, I'm adventurous. I like to go when I want to go, and not be tied down.
That's right. No, and he likes to sample as many women as. Listen, these guys. I actually feel sorry for guys because they feel forced by women to say you're only supposed to be with me, only me. And there's guys that say the same thing about women, only supposed to be with me. And quite frankly, I used to do that same thing, but it's really that obligation. If I really love you, if I really care about you, you do whatever you want to do, and I decide whether I want to be with you or not. But you be you, and you be free.
Exactly. And that I have no problem with it. That's who you are. Love that. But for me, that doesn't work.
No, right.
That just does not work for me.
Yes, and it's not compatible with you. And see, there are guys that are listen, you're me, I'm with you, you're with me, that's where we're going to be. Mm-hmm. You're with me, I'm with you, that's where we're going to be. And that's perfect for you guys too. So there is a fit, but the fit is not with this one.
No. And he's young. And he should be doing his thing. Am I looking for a commitment? A commitment as in marriage and as in love? To be honest with you, I just personally cannot commit to a man who is sexually open and available. I can't.
And see, this is so important, people. Listen to this woman. Listen, because this is what you have to do to get to this value and this place of worthy is to know yourself.
Yeah.
And to know what fits for you and know what doesn't fit for you. I mean, it's so important because this trying to have relationships with people that really we're not compatible with and we wish they were different how perfect is that? And listen, there's tons of guys that want just one person.
Mm-hmm.
With me, I don't even want I want a part-time boyfriend. That's what I'm talking about. A boyfriend part-time. Well, what does that mean? That means a boyfriend part-time. That's what it means. I don't need. That means that I liked all the romance. I like all that part-time.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm ready, when I call you, when I text you. Well, what if it's a week? No, when you get the call, you might get the call in a week. You might get the call in a month and a half, but it's part-time. Now, I don't know about you, but I haven't found anybody like that yet. But that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I need. So see, my list is even less than yours. I have a less possibility of finding anybody.
I don't care. To me, I don't care how many flavors of ice cream you want to taste. I do not care. But for me, sexually, I don't care if you go around the world, you do. But when it comes to that type of intimacy, I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. I don't care who you flirt with. I don't care whose butt you pat. But when it comes to that part, that is not me. It's not me. I can't fit it. I can't pretend. I can't say I accept that. That's not what I accept at anything. And we don't have to be committed. It's just that when it comes to that part, I could listen. I could find.
Yeah, you could feel. Yeah.
I could find anywhere. I can go to the supermarket and find penis.
Yes.
Did I say that?
Go.
I can go anywhere to find that. That's anywhere. Trust me. I can go to the doctor's office and get it. I can go to the supermarket anywhere I go, on the bus, anywhere. It's available and ready for me if I want it.
let me share, and then this feels like a girlfriend girl to girl talk. But let me just share this last story. I have a relationship, and I'm telling you, it is serious. It's a serious relationship with this one guy in my spinning class, in my psycho class. He's always, it's probably been going on for maybe a year and a half. And
wow.
In the class, I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. Flirt, yes. Eyes, yes. Flirt. And as soon as we get out of the class, I don't want to have anything to do with him. Later, the class is 50 minutes. And the poor guy, I don't have anything in common with him other than in the class, and we flirt. It's fun.
Right,
and the poor guy, it's so bad. It's so terrible. Nobody understands it. And he keeps trying to, let's go out, let's hiking, let's do this, let's go. No, I don't want to do anything with you. I just like the 50 minutes that we're in the class. I'm the teacher, you're the student. You look at me, I'm singing, you're dancing. That's fun. And sometimes he used to stay after class to try to talk to me, and I'm like, hey buddy, it's over. The relationship is 55 minutes a week. That's it.
Yeah.
As soon as the music's off, the relationship is over.
And that's, you know what? That's how it is. That's how it is. When we're together, that's as far as it should go. We flow. Mm-hmm. You're there. You want someone to talk to. I'm there. But when it comes to the romantic thing or the sexual thing, it is not going to happen.
Mhm. Keep it light, sister. Keep it light, and make sure that it's your rules, your way.
Yes.
It's your way. And let me just say one more thing about these guys and girls. And let me just say, because I've said this. I know this is just what I believed when I was, have you ever heard me say a pair and a spare?
No, I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
A woman needs a pair and a spare. Because you have a guy that fixes a car, you have the guy that does, takes you to the movie, and so it's really, I really don't believe you can get everything you want from one person.
Absolutely, I believe that.
So
I do believe
what's
that.
wrong with having a friend that does this and doing this? I mean, I don't know. That's what I believe. But again,
I've been toying with this. Trust me, I've been toying with this. And I'm quite sure that if I approach him and say, you know what, we can be friends with benefits and that's it, he'll go for it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go for it.
Yeah, but see, that's totally up to you. But see, that's not your thing. Could you do that? See, that's not your thing.
With him, I could.
Oh, you could?
I could.
Well, see, so that's all it is. Listen, the bottom line is you, the person out there, you, the individual, you set up your rules. You set up what feels good for you. Now, a lot of people aren't going to agree, but you're in a relationship, you compromise. I don't believe in compromising. No. Compromise.
Yeah.
Listen, it's part-time. You don't like it.
Exactly.
That's why I spend every holiday alone. That's why I spend every holiday alone.
Yeah. Friends with benefits, that's it. Once in a while we'll get together, but I don't need to hear about your problems and your issues. Take it to somebody else. If I'm looking for a commitment, it will not be you.
There you go.
It will not be you. I know that you're not the committing person. We can do it. I don't have a problem with it. But I do not want to hear about the problem you have with your girlfriend and the problem you're having with your parents. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. See, and then so that's what happens when we say, I don't want you to talk about, I don't want you, if you need me for this, I don't want to listen. See, even saying I don't want you to talk is a way of trying to control. I know what you're saying. Right. I really do.
Yeah.
But if that's who he is about talking about, I mean, telling him I don't want you to talk about it, if that's what he really does, it still comes back to us. So, yeah, you can't have a relationship with anybody and have any rules or any demands or any strings attached. Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. But you know what's really odd? You know what's really odd about it? That he gets upset and gets jealous when he sees me speaking with other men. He gets livid.
Listen. Okay, so I know what's going on with you too. Listen. The only reason why he gets like that is because because of this possession. It's because it's programming. You know, guys don't want it's this old programming. Oh, you can't talk to anybody else. I would listen if you're upset with me. If I'm talking to someone else. See ya. That's not a compliment. That's a confidence weakness on that side. You're bothered because I'm talking to someone else. Well, then you have the issue, and I'm not going to be with anybody or even be friends with anybody that is that insecure. See, I'm not even compatible with this person.
Yeah, he gets. Oh yeah, he will not talk to me. He will avoid me. I mean, he'll look at me like, oh yeah, he gets pissed.
Well, see, so you guys are just playing a game. Back and forth, fun. Come on.
Yeah.
Pretending to be beep. You know, come on. So it's just really recognizing what it is and not pretending that it's something different or something more than.
Right.
See, it's really just recognizing what is and not pretending it's something else.
Exactly. And we've never been physical at all.
That's okay. That's only because you're you have your value, what you find valuable. So, what a great conversation. You know what? I just love back and forth with you. I love it. I love your energy. I love your openness. I love that you get it.
Thank you.
I love that you I just want to say I'm grateful. I'm just grateful whether we ever meet or we don't. I am always just grateful for you.
Oh,
I really am. Just that there's somebody that is out there working, doing their thing, just growing and figuring it out and just working on them, self-analyzing, looking in the mirror, doing the work. Thank God, thank God there's people that are like you. Not a lot. There's not a lot. I know. 2%, sweetie, 2%, maybe less.
Wow.
So,
really?
Yes, trust me. I've been looking. 2%.
Wow.
Yep. And so
do we settle for this? Do we settle for relationships like this?
No. But what it is? This is it. Settling. It's not. It's what really has to happen, and we can do this. We can add to it next week because we're coming to that. What really has to happen. I'm going to give you a homework assignment. Okay. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. What has to happen is just a shift in your perspective of what the relationship is. So when you're able to shift your perspective to see this is what this relationship offers. And do I really can I because see only you can answer that question. Can I be satisfied with the limited relationship? See, that only you can answer that. And maybe you only can answer that once you're in it. Maybe you may or because sometimes I don't know. I could feel it now. House of Pancakes, I could feel it, within 2 minutes. But sometimes people have to experience it. I know my son has to experience a lot of shit before he comes to the conclusion, Mom, I'd rather live alone. That's after 10 roommates. Mom, I'd rather live alone. Yep. I mean, come on.
Yep, exactly.
I could have told you that 10 years ago, but see, so it's really about you and your perspective because you have your perspective. I feel I don't know. I want to say
like in one deep groove. You're in a groove. You're in this way of thinking, So what I say is just explore other perspectives and how this is the real question. This is the real question. How can this relationship work for me? See, you're really into him and you know what he's doing. How can this relationship work for me? Can this relationship work for me? Can it? Then how does it look? How does it look if this is going to work for me? How is it set up? How does it look? Does it look like Does it look like I? Because you have to take the reins, honey. You have to drive on this one.
Yes. Yes.
So you set it up. You set up what you think would work for you. And again, it's just an experiment. You could be right, you could be wrong, but have fun with it and be light. So come up with how could it work for you? What would have to happen? Not to say that now know what you're dealing with. You already know who he is and what he's going to do. So he can't be involved. Does he coming around sporadically, not really calling, talking about his girlfriends, but time to time you can have fun with him. Is that going to work for you? But you can't try to change him.
No. Oh no. No. You take him as he is.
And so that could be your spare.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? A pair and a spare. That means 3. Okay. I mean, listen, you could say 5 or 100. A pair and a spare. So he could be part of the spare. Who knows?
That's true, because I have this Puritan, forgive me, people, attitude, and I have no idea where it comes from. Trust me.
Well, you know what? I didn't want to say anything. Let me tell you what it came. It's a programming, sweetie. It's a programming. You didn't come up with that.
Nun. Forgive me for anybody who is a nun. I'm sorry.
No. Listen. No. Hold on a second. Nun meet former nun. Come on.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's a programming. Okay. Now, I'm not saying to have sex with 500 people or 3. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying recognize the programming. Recognize what's really you. Is it really you, or is it a programmed of you? And I'm telling you, it's a programming. But that's for you to recognize.
I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, I see guys. It's like I see guys on the train, and trust me, that my energy is flowing. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, wow. Okay. I mean, I get like, okay.
Programming.
I mean, it's like
Okay, so now you know what you're okay. I'm getting chills again. Now it's just you're getting to a point where you're even giving yourself more freedom. Because anytime you limit, you're limiting, and anytime you limit self, why? Is it because of what I believe, and where did that belief come from? Is it a program? Is it something that I taught, or is it really who I am? You might be a free spirit too. You might be a free girl. You might be a free spirit too, girl.
I know I am, because I'm like, I've never felt that way. Because I'm looking at all these beautiful men. I mean, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's like I'm coming out. I mean, honestly, I wrote him a letter. I wrote him a story. I wrote him an exotic story. It was, let me tell you, it was off the chain. And I'm like, this is me? I mean, it really was. I'm like, this is really nice.
You have to send that to me. You have to send it to me. I want to hear. I want to read it.
It shocked him. He was taken back by it, and he didn't talk to me. He didn't talk to me. He was like, he ignored me. He looked at me like, you're a skank. He didn't say anything to me.
Well, let me share this last one, and then we're going to get off. We'll get off the phone. But listen. This last one is when I really discovered who I really was, and there was the relationships before and who I really am. I curse like a sailor. I used every F word all over the place. I could use it on the radio, but I do. And that's really who I am. And I used to think that people that cursed were beneath me and low lives and they couldn't express themselves. They had to use curse. Yeah, but I used the same thing that my parents said, because there were never any curse words in that house. I heard my father say hell one time, and I almost peed in my pants. I was 19 years old, and my father said hell. Oh God, the world is coming to an end. But honey, I let the expletives fly, and some people, listen, especially of that era, listen, I've said that word. I've been so free I can say all that crap in my mother's house because I'm free now.
Yeah.
So, and I know who I am, and I know that, that's fine. If you want to judge, that's okay, but I'm okay with me and my language and what I think and what I do. I'm okay with all of it.
Yes, and that's what I said to him when I sent him that story. I said, there's a story I would like for you to read, an erotic story. I said, do you know what erotic is? He goes, yeah, I know what that is. I sent him the story. It was. I am not ashamed. I'm like, wow, this is really good. But he didn't speak to me for over 3 weeks.
Well, so now you have somebody that's manipulating and controlling because he didn't like your behavior. Come on. So
exactly.
He sees you as this Puritan because the erotic thing, and then talking. Mm-hmm. So, I just love people. They're just so interesting.
Yeah, that kind of took me by surprise. He's like, well, I didn't know how to react to it, and I didn't. I was like, what? This is a guy who likes different flavors of the ice cream?
Yeah, but he likes his women pure.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it. He doesn't want his women to do the same thing he's doing.
Right.
So that's the truth about that. Hey, can we get off the studio?
Oh, yes.
This has turned into a wonderful girlfriend conversation. I love it though. I love it. So your assignment is you have an assignment. Your assignment is to see if you can come up with another perspective that's going to work for you. Now, there's this emotion of does he care and all that kind of crap. The answer, no, cares about himself. So is that going to work for you? It's either a yes or a no, or you can try it.
I will try it, but I have to really be honest with you in regards to, because I think I tested the waters with him with the story and how he responded. Really, it took me back. It took me back. So I'm like, is this the same?
Then it's not a match.
Yeah, it's definitely not a match.
Because
I've never expressed that to anybody but to him, because I thought that we were on the same. And
I want to read the exotic story.
I thought it was good. And I told him, I said, I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm not going to stop writing them. I'm not ashamed of them. If I can compose, put them all in a book, in a story, I'm not ashamed of them at all. And I'm not ashamed at all. At all.
You're my hero. I wish I could write exotic stories. I love reading them, so hey. Listen, we're going to have to get off the air right now. Really get off the air. But I just, listen, you are, what state are you in?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, that's right. I'm in California. One of these days, when I get my seminars, when I get my retreats going, I'm telling you, I'm going to be traveling all over doing these weekend retreats.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yes.
That's fantastic. But I will send you the story.
Please, info@RebeccaNorrington.com, please.
I will. Are you on Facebook?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Facebook
I'll
me.
Put you up
Perfect.
on Facebook, and I will definitely. All right, my dear.
Okay.
Thank you so much, my friend. All right.
Okay, you too.
Many blessings.
Hey, everyone, we've been listening to Reality Spirituality. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, what a great, you never know how these shows are going to go. I thought I was just going to be talking about intuition, and then we start talking about relationships. But there you go. Relationships, guys, girls. Woo! Reality Spirituality is heard every Sunday at 7 or 8 a.m., depending on when I'm inspired to start the show. My website is RebeccaNorrington.com, RebeccaNorrington, Norrington. Email me at info@RebeccaNorrington.com. Go to Reality Spirituality, like Reality Spirituality on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at RL Norrington. Yeah, that's it, on Twitter. And I just want to remind you who you are. You are a physical example of the universe. You are the universe. You're always growing. You're always changing. You're always evolving. Be kind and be patient. Be kind and be patient to yourself. Be your own best friend. Remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It is about the journey. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality. Thank you for listening. Yay, 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 yay.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one now. Reality Spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Spirituality. Oh, now we getting real. Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get down. Spirituality. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good. Now, that's what